Pagan Shooter here. I'm back with another item. I think a couple weeks ago I had shown this lower that I had purchased. It was my first time purchasing an AR-15. And I decided that it was time to get the upper. Now you'll see I put the True Glow red dot on this, and I was able to assemble it, and I decided to go with the 5.56 instead of the 223 Wild. I got a good deal on this from Midway USA. This is a DPMS AR-15 Oracle A3 upper in 5.56 NATO. It's a 16-inch barrel with 1 in 9 twists, so I'm perfectly fine doing the smaller weight bullets. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do the 5.56 first is because they sell a conversion so you can shoot 22 long rifle out of it. And with the 1 in 9 twist, you have a better chance of the bullet stabilizing instead of going to the 1 in 8 or 1 in 7 twist. This is a bit slow, a little bit slower. I can't shoot any of the really heavy bullets out of this. The heavier grains, 70, 80 grain, or 80 grain, but I never really planned on doing that. So I went with the flip-up sights. And before anybody says anything, yes, I know this one is backwards. That was the only way this would fit properly on to the front mount bracket. I need to get a riser, and then what I'll do is I'll pull this off, put the riser on, turn it around, and then face it the proper way. But back to this, it did come with a bolt carrier, or the bolt carrier group and charging handle. It is a commercial type bolt carrier, and it came with the standard A2 flash hider. So I actually took this to the range already, and I enjoyed it. I can definitely see why people get addicted to these. By the way, before I go any further, there's nobody over here, so I'm not sweeping anybody. I am going to lock the bolt open and show there is nobody in there. And there is no magazine. I have a magazine out. That is empty. It's 5.56 magazine, Magpul 30 round. So, but I can definitely see why people get addicted to these. It's a very pleasurable gun to shoot. There's very little recoil. Even when I shot the Mini 14 with the 223 rounds, there was a bit more recoil. This one seems to mitigate recoil a lot more than the Mini 14 did. I'm not saying that it was a heavy recoil rifle, the Mini 14, but it was a little more. It was more felt recoil from shooting the 223 out of it than this one. So I can definitely see the positive in that. The other thing I see in this that I like is the modular ability of it. I already mentioned the 22 long rifle bolt carrier group that you can get, so you can fire 22 long rifle. The 300 Blackout is merely just replacing the upper, or just the barrel actually. You can use the same bolt carrier group, you can use the same upper, you just need a different barrel, the 30 caliber barrel. In this case, I'm planning on purchasing another upper. I'll use the same bolt carrier group, the commercial bolt carrier, and that should be sufficient for now. And then once a little bit further down the line, maybe I'll get another lower or something to have two fully assembled weapons. I would like to also go and get the 50 Beowulf, but I don't think I'll be putting it on the polymer lower. I think that would be a little more destructive than the lower can handle. However, I'll tell you, I put 120 rounds through this the other day, and it performed perfectly. Getting it on target with the True Glow was a little bit more difficult since it was already sighted in for another weapon. But once I got on paper, I was able to walk it into center, and I was able to hold a nice little bead, you know, the first time shooting this gun pretty easily. And then, of course, I was just plinking it out there for a while. So it is a pleasurable gun to shoot. It is an easy gun to shoot. I hate to admit this, but I'm definitely feeling like I'm a bit more addicted to this, and the way people discuss these and talk about these and say, well, you know, once you get one, you'll end up customizing it. Yeah, I can already feel that. There's some, I want to get new foregrip for it. I definitely want to get the riser here to, but that's more function, so I can get the flip up sights going right. I could definitely see myself customizing this a bit. I'm not going to go and make it, as they say, tactical, because I think that's just a bit too pretentious for me. But I can definitely see myself getting into these more. Any kind of weapons platform that allows you to have multiple calibers off the same weapon is a plus in my book. For some reason, I think that is a huge positive, being able to have that flexibility. With this as it is, if I want to go target shooting, I can take the 223 out or the 5.56 and go target shooting. I can, if I end up going wolf or coyote hunting or any kind of thing like that, I can use the 5.56 for that. I've got the option of going to the 300 blackout if I want to do deer hunting with something like this. It's definitely a positive. It's a very nice system. I did notice that the polymer front here got a little hot when I was firing. So that is something I need to look into. And if you do invest into one of these, know that if you do put in a flip up on a flip up sight, you will have to put up a riser on that. Otherwise, the front sight will not adjust high enough to where it is actually accurate with the rear sight. That's one thing that I actually have noticed and definitely think that people should know. Other than that, I think it's a pretty decent system. It's very low recoil. I wouldn't feel bad handing this to my wife and telling her to give it a try, because I know that she would be able to handle it. There are a few things that I found a little off-putting when it came to cleaning the rifle, but I'll get into that when I go through the cleaning process, and I think I'll take you guys shooting with me at one point too, just to kind of show you what I have come across with that. What do you think? Do you guys have any suggestions for the AR platform that might help? Anything that you guys have added to the AR platform that may have made the experience a little bit better? Any foregrips that you guys could suggest that might make it, that might be a little bit better than what I have on here now? Honestly, anything I have that would be better than what I have on here now. But any suggestions, let me know. This is Pagan Shooter. We'll see you again.